Daniel Ek, the founder of the Spotify application, which many of us do not know his name, but which most music lovers know, was born in 1983 in Stockholm, Sweden, to a middle-class family. He had a very successful student life. After high school, he continued his university education at the Royal Swedish Institute of Technology. He was an engineering student here, but that didn't last long. Like many other successful entrepreneurs, he dropped out of university and paved the way to devote more time to his entrepreneurial life. Music has always had a special place in Daniel Ek's family life. Daniel Ek had a curious personality who was constantly thinking and contemplating new ideas. This part of his personality was starting to show even when he was just 13 years old. His interest in the internet led him to design his first website at the age of 13. Thus, for the first time in his life, he began to earn money. When he was 14 years old, he improved himself in this regard. He learned C++ and HTML programming languages on his own. With the knowledge and talent he gained, he started to prepare websites for people. Earlier, it only earned $100 to $200, but in a very short time, it started to earn big enough to surprise everyone. By the age of 18, Daniel Ek had become a young entrepreneur, employing 30 people. In order to have a more serious experience besides his own job, he took a job in a Swedish company called Tradera in 2006. While working here, he also took part in various positions in other companies. He continued to rapidly increase his experience in entrepreneurship. With Tradera, he obtained a lot of information about the market he was in. So he founded an advertising company called Advertigo. Advertigo, which rose rapidly in the same year, was acquired by a Swedish digital marketing company called TradeDouble. This initiative has been an important source of motivation for Daniel Ek in his business life. The first thing Daniel Ek, who became a 23-year-old millionaire after selling his company, was to buy a red Ferrari. In an interview he gave, he explained that he was depressed at the time. Ek stated that he had a difficult time psychologically when he realized that his close circle did not actually love him and that he was only friends with him for his money. Daniel Ek briefly became CEO of mTorrent after selling Advertigo. After mTorrent was sold, it ended this task. Thanks to the experience he gained in business life, he achieved many successes at a young age and became a widely recognized name. His wealth was enough to run his entire life. But he had not yet established his dream company, on which he could carry his name like a signature. First, he decided to change the order of his life. He took the first step in this change by selling his luxury home and Ferrari. He then cleared his mind by living in a small cottage outside the city. At the same time, the idea of Spotify in his mind constantly excited him. During his seclusion, he was meeting with Martin Lorentzen, who is now one of the founding partners of Spotify. And he was worried that pirated music was becoming more and more common. In 2008, Daniel Ek launched Spotify with his partner Martin Lorentzen. Having made agreements with many major music companies in 2008, the company aimed to make a quick entry into the market. But things didn't go as planned, and Daniel and Martin lost $5 million in the first year. The biggest reason for their $5 million loss was that Spotify could only be used with an invitation system. This system was necessary to control the growth rate of the platform. Soon after, Spotify gave up the invitation system completely and created the membership system. While some privileges were given to members, some restrictions were introduced for non-members. Although some users were uncomfortable with these new regulations, the number of users of the application continued to increase. Currently, Spotify has 350 million users. 150 million of these users prefer to use Spotify with paid signal. Daniel Ek, who plans to bring a clubhouse-like formation to the platform in the near future, continues to follow innovations for Spotify, of which he is the CEO.